My nigga on the wake up show. We kick a lip or something for the radio. I'm
People
rolling
gonna
with my
hear it
niggas on
today,
the wake
baby.
up show. We kick a lip or something for the radio. Check it, bust
I had two
Tune it
of
up, it's
these.
the corrupt
Look out.
novelist, knives involved in this life. This radio wave slaves thrive inside of this. Wake up
Ray
show,
Daldo.
some arm clock,
I
some
had
arm spot.
two
Yellow with ganja that makes my eyes turn
cups
yellow.
today.
See recline on my
Justin,
level, so
you ready?
however close to
Better
9
be
p.m.
ready.
Joe Bricks, King Tech, I could just see him on the 1 and 2 side. My blunt and full pour the bomb 92.3. Number one in the slum representing DJs. Sways the hoes, he police the most. What a
My
collaboration. See, I'm comatose, no pork, just knowledge, and I'm born once more. It's the beat that blesses the street deep in the 9-4. Hip hop's last prophet henceforth in existence. The 92.3 megahertz will exert radio waves to slaves for a phenomenal distance. Electrons to fear to slice the cheeks so you can hear some slum literature. Consider it will numb your eardrum, kid. You're sleeping like a ladder day. But swaying King Tech will wake you up on Saturday. 9 to 12 verbal junkies overdosing Joe Quicks and get you fixed to the mix and then them ghosts win. In your sleep I slap you with the lethal doses of medicine. So wake up with organizing the brethren. King Tech Joe Quicks better than your last fix. Severing whackness with sway the host dose a fat mix. Baby dolls frontin' so Saturday nights.
Right, my people.
Time scoping 92.3 degrees.
Everybody is in the house. Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's Karen, there's Lupe, there's Marlon in the house. Angie's on the phone, on the line. I got everybody here. There's Justin. There's Reynaldo. What's up, my people? It's a good day. It's a good day to get yourself figured out. Karen, it's a good day to get your strategy figured out. It's a good day to shift and turn this whole thing around. Now, I don't know what your thing is, but I'll bet you it's a good time to turn it around. Whatever it is, I could bet a whole lot of money that it's time you turned it around. It's time you jacked it up. It's time you cranked it up. Anybody disagree? My brother Cal is on the line. Cal knows today we are jacking it up. Right, Cal? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the road to 1 million. The road to 1 million. Not the road to 5,000. Not the road to 50,000. This is the road to 1 million, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate and sales mentor and guru, and I'm here to make it happen. I'm here to help you make it happen. I'm here to get you on the road to 1 million. And if you're not on the road to 1 million, then where are you headed? If you're not in the mood, then what are you doing? If you didn't wake up with some kind of fire in your belly, then you should be in Hawaii somewhere chilling. What's up, Steve? If you didn't wake up with a fire in your belly, if you didn't wake up with an attitude, if you didn't wake up a little bit pissed off, then this might not be the show for you. If everything is copacetic in your world and your bank account is already fatter than you intended it to be, if your monthly income is already just flowing, you're already making $1 million a month, this might not be the right road for you. But if you woke up this morning with a little bit of a bad attitude, if you woke up this morning with a little bit of, damn it, I got to get going in you, then this is the right place, because this is the road to 1 million. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor, and I'm going to take you with me to the top. Now let's do this, okay? I'm glad you guys are here. At the end of each week, you guys have no idea. You guys, you faithful ones that I spoke to already this morning, have no idea, I don't really think, about how many people are watching silently from the corners later in the day, checking us out, because we're touching people that we don't even know. And lots of them, actually. I mean, lots and lots of them. What do you say, Renee? I got approached yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. I was doing scholarship interviews. I'm part of the Jackie Robinson Foundation, and we give a bunch of scholarships out. But somebody who's part of the committee said, hey, you know what? My granddaughter watches you every morning. I'm like, huh? Your granddaughter watches me every morning? I was like, really? And not in the real estate business, not in the sales business, but just like watches to get jacked up, watches to just get in the mood, watches to turn it around. And if you need to turn things around, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. All right. So we call it church. We call it our support team. What's up, Tam? We call it this is our congregation. Some people call me the real estate reverend. I like that kind of. That's kind of cool. But the fact is, our doctrine, our gospel is about winning, succeeding, growing, getting better, turning things around, and going in a new trajectory. So I hope you're in the mood. All right, let's talk about things. Let's talk about some things. I want you to truly be on the road to $1 million and know that you are on that road to $1 million. Now, let's think about that. If you know you're on the road to $1 million, then your actions will start to reflect that. And you will proceed every day with the full knowledge that you're on your way to that kind of lofty status. When I say the road to $1 million, for you, it might be the road to 5 million. It might be the road to 100 million. Let's start with that road to $1 million, and then you can easily scale after that. It gets easy to scale when you're making $1 million. It's easy to scale. You know why? Because money helps you scale. You can throw some money at a good situation and scale it, and $1 million becomes 10 million. It might take you 2 years to get to 1 million, and then you might be able to take another 1 year to get to 5, and then another 1 year to get to 10. So what took you 2 years to get 1, you can get 10 times that in half that amount of time after you've achieved a lofty status. So you see, money is sort of the grease that keeps the wheels turning, right? So I want you to be in the habit of leading with revenue. Leading with revenue gives you the ability to scale, because if you don't have money to throw at a situation, then you can't afford to scale it, and you can't afford to lever yourself. I want you to be in the mindset and in the habit of getting leverage over your situations, and leverage is how you scale a small thing and turn it into a massive thing. So whatever it is you sell, or whatever it is you distribute, or whatever it is you manufacture, I want you to manufacture it. I want you to manufacture it really well, and then scale it. There's this great book. Hey, you book people, Stephen. There's a book called Scale It, Then Nail It. No, I'm sorry, reverse. Nail It, Then Scale It. Really good book. What it's about is how you take whatever it is you do or make or develop or manufacture or sell, and you nail it, meaning you get it down pat. You get so good at selling that service or that good, in my case, real estate, or my coaching services, get so good at being able to sell that thing and convince people that this is the thing that will help them accomplish their particular goal. You nail it, you get so good at it that you got it nailed, and then you scale it. So the book is called Nail It, Then Scale It. I don't remember who the author was. Oh, Marlon already hooked it up. I read it on an airplane, and it taught me about how to scale. And that's how I'm going to take you from here to the million mark, and from the million to the 10 million mark, because you will have nailed it by the time you get to the million, and then we will scale it and get you to 10 million. Sounds simple. It's not simple, but it's not that complicated either. And I want you to start thinking like that. I want you to think like a millionaire. I want you to think like a millionaire. So if you're thinking like a millionaire every day, and you know you're on the road to $1 million, let me tell you how you will act. People didn't know I was going to tell them how to act. I'm about to tell you how to act, okay? And if you're going to act like a millionaire, oh, Tammy, yeah, we're going to talk about the challenge. If you're going to be a millionaire, you got to start acting like a millionaire. Now, what does that mean, Daron? Why are you saying I don't know how to act? Well, because you don't know how to act, okay? The fact of the matter is you have to start acting like a millionaire, and I'm going to tell you how that begins. I'm going to tell you the little baby steps to start today acting like a millionaire. Because if you start acting like a millionaire, providence will take over. Your brain will start acting, telling you, teaching you, helping you observe how millionaires act. And now you have to become that. You see, life is just a stage. Life is just a stage. And you're choosing who to be. And I'm telling you, we're all choosing now to act like millionaires because that's what we plan to be. That's what we are. So let's just play the part. So when I talk about playing the part, I'm not talking about, hey, go out and buy a Bentley today. Let's save that for a couple weeks from now. Today, I want you to start acting in your business the way a millionaire and eventually a billionaire actually behaves. Now, what is that? How was that, Daron? Okay, so if you start acting like a millionaire, then you're going to start, I want you to start thinking like a millionaire. And when you're thinking like a millionaire, you'll start doing the following things. You start thinking about what are you investing in? Now, I don't mean your money. I do not mean your money. Later on, when you have a bunch of money, we'll talk about where you should invest that money. What is it you have to invest today that absolutely affects your $1 million outcome? Time. Ladies and gentlemen, time is your asset. Time is the asset that you woke up with an account with 24 units in. You have 24 units in your account, and they're called hours. You had 24 of them. You woke up with an account, and depending on what time you woke up, then you might have already used a few of your 24 hours. Let's say you woke up at 6 this morning. I woke up at 5. Let's say I woke up at 5 this morning. Okay, so I slept 5 of my 24 hours. I slept through 5 of my 24 units. You understand? So 5 of my 24 units of measure, which is time, hours, are used already because I slept from midnight to 5. Boom, those 5 are gone. I got 19 units left. Now, the question is, how am I going to use my other 19? How am I going to use my other 19? Think of it like a bank account, ladies and gentlemen. Think of time and your hours like a bank account. I woke up at 5. I only had 19 units left. Midnight tonight, I'll have no units of time left. Now the question is, what is Daron going to do with his 19 units that he has left? What am I going to do, JT? Good morning. What am I going to do with my 19 remaining units of measure to push me down the road to $1 million at a high rate of speed? Time. So when T. Harv Eker, great book in my top 5, it's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Oh my God, a great book. It's in my top 5 by T. Harv Eker. T. Harv says, be ruthless with your time. Now, why would a guy say be ruthless with your time? Whatever you, the Dragon Queen on Game of Thrones? That was pretty good, wasn't it? But you got to be ruthless like Daenerys on a dragon burning down the whole freaking city with your time. You got to be like that with your time. You have to be ruthless with your time. Why? Because it is the only real asset that you have until you get your portfolio going and you got like $8 million working for you. That's a different thing. But today, what we all woke up with, that we all have, is those units of time. I had 19 hours. What time did you wake up? How many hours do you have remaining? It is now, in my world right now, it's 9:15 a.m. Midnight is about 15 hours away. I have 15 units of measure hours left in my account, my time account. What am I gonna do with it? Now, if you start thinking about it like this, if me and Marlon jump out here and we go sit down and have breakfast for 2 hours, then we will have spent 2 of our 15 remaining units at the diner. Now, what you really have to think about as your day progresses is, how am I spending my asset? How am I using my asset, my time asset? Now, if you were ruthless with your time, and I told you me and Marlon wanted to go over to the diner and spend a couple hours eating eggs and bacon, you'd say, bad move, DC, bad investment, because you only have 15 hours remaining. You're going to spend 2 of them at the diner. You're probably going to get tired around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. So that's going to drop your 15 down to 13, let's say 10 o'clock. 15 down to 13. I only got 13 hours remaining. I go spend 2 hours at breakfast. Now I'm down to 11 hours. And now my account is shrinking. My account is shrinking. My account is shrinking. Time's running out. My ability to push myself down the road to 1 million has shrunk from 24 down to 11. Whoa, that's more than half of my account gone. Can't get it back. You can't get it back. So if you start to invest in in assets, things that pay you with revenue, that is the best use of your asset called time. So what are those things? What are those things? Revenue producing activities. RPA, RPA, RPA. What is RPA? It's revenue producing activities. Is bacon and eggs at the diner down the street, chit-chatting with Marlon, drinking our 4th and 5th cups of coffee, is that revenue producing? It might be, it could be, if we come up with a brilliant idea that we're going to implement next week to make another $1 million. But if we sit around shooting the crap, talking about women and our troubles with them, we talk about women problems, then that's not revenue producing activity, right? If we talk about the basketball game, that's not revenue producing activity. Now, is it? What are you going to do? Where are you going to spend your assets, your time? Are you going to spend them on revenue producing assets? Let me tell you this, millionaires and billionaires spend their time on assets that produce revenue. What can you do in your day to leverage your assets and turn it into revenue? What can you do with your time today to turn it into revenue? And what are those things you're going to be caught doing today, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, that have nothing to do with producing revenue? I am going to suggest that each of you have a goal of 4, I like 5 better, 5 hours of pure revenue producing activity. Wow, 5 hours. I bet you if you went back in your history, the last month or two, I wonder how many days you could count that had 5 hours of pure revenue producing activity. And for you, in your business, what is revenue producing activity? Think about that. Maybe you should make a list. What are all of my activities and which ones are revenue producing? Okay, so let's use my business for example. Marlon and I run this business, and what is revenue producing activity for us? Revenue producing activity is going on a listing appointment to meet a seller that's potentially going to let us sell their property. Number 2, doing a coaching session with people who might potentially buy my private coaching sessions and pay me for that coaching. Number 3, going to speak to an audience of salespeople or real estate agents or business people who could potentially hire me to consult with them to grow their businesses. Those are revenue producing activities. Getting on the phones, spending 5 hours on the phones to talk to prospective clients, customers. Those are revenue producing activities. Watching my email every 10 minutes and responding to chit chats on Facebook, email, texts that don't have anything to do with my revenue is not revenue producing activity. I would contend that most millionaires and billionaires for sure spend very, very little of their time reacting to social media texts and emails. Reacting to social media texts and emails. Responding to people who are trying to gobble a little piece of their brain up by talking to them about anything other than revenue producing activity. Now you see, if you are ruthless with your time, what would you do? You'd build a steel cage around yourself during your revenue producing 5 hours. I'm only asking for 5 hours, and not let anything else in the cage. Do you understand? Steel cage, you're inside of it, and you're going to perform revenue producing activity only for that period of time. I'm not asking for 12 hours. I'm not asking for 15 hours. I'm asking you for 5. I contend that most of us don't spend 5 hours a day in revenue producing activities. If we did, our bank accounts would be bubbling over with excess cash. I believe that. I'm sure of it. Matter of fact, I am sure of it. The difference between people who struggle from check to check, from commission to commission, from day to day, hand to mouth, is the use of their revenue producing time. It's the use of the use of the hours, which are your assets, and where you aim the activities during those periods of time. Now, if you don't catch this, you guys, you're gonna struggle for a long time. The faster you get this, the faster you're gonna be on the road to $1 million, the faster you're gonna make your first $1 million, the faster you're gonna turn that $1 million into 5 and 10 and 15, because you understand the power of leverage and the power of focusing on revenue producing activity and the power of, ooh, this is big, the things you say no to. The things you say no to are almost as important as the things you say yes to. Matter of fact, they might be more important, because the things that it's the little things, it's the little menial, squeaky things that steal your assets. Those assets we talked about, that 15 hours, that down to 11 hours thing, the little things that steal minutes out of those 11 hours, out of those 5 productive hours that I'm asking you for, those are the things that will keep you from becoming wealthy. Those are the things that will keep you from prospering. Those are the things that will stop your progress and make your road to $1 million a whole lot longer than somebody who doesn't. Now, practice, people. Let's practice being ruthless with our time. Let's practice during that 5 hours of revenue producing activity where we're going to be at our most productive and our most profitable. We block out the world. I know some people who can't go literally 30 minutes without checking Facebook. Freaking 30 minutes? Every 30 minutes? Are you kidding? When are you going to make your money if you live on Facebook? If Facebook's not paying you to watch it, then it's stealing from you. It's stealing from you. You're busy watching what everybody else is doing to make a bunch of money while making none yourself. There's a problem there, ladies and gentlemen. You got to start thinking about that. You got to start being ruthless with your time. Those little things that you fail to say no to are stealing your time, and your time is all you have. And then it's those low yielding tasks that have no return, that don't pay you any money, that you let steal from you every day. That little stuff, I don't want to use foul language. That little stuff that just that nags and steals and takes your time. Oh, and you were kind of relieved when they happened. I know, you're kind of relieved. Oh, somebody texted me. Let me get right back at them. I'm in the middle of cold calling. I'm in the middle of dialing. I'm in the middle of making money, right? And then somebody texts me. Oh, they want to know what we want to watch the game tonight. Let me hit them back real quick. Stolen 5 minutes of your time. Oh, but then they text back and forth. Stolen 20 minutes of your time. Gone. Now, you want to make this really hit home? You want to make this hurt? You want to make it feel really difficult? All right, let's do that backwards exercise again. How much money do you want to make this year? How much? Who's got the calculator? Somebody get out a calculator. Who's got it? Angie, Marlon, you guys are usually the calculator duo. Listen, let's talk about this. Let's bust this thing all the way down to an hourly wage. Ooh. How much does a text message really cost? You want to know? How much does Facebook really cost? You want to know? Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. All right, we all want to be in that $1 million club this year, right? You ready, Marlon? Let's take $1 million. Put $1 million in there, Marlon. Marlon's right here. He's quick with the calculator. Marlon, we're going to work 50 weeks this year. We're going to take 2 weeks off. So divide $1 million by 50. 1 million divided by 50. I think that's going to come out to about $20,000. You got $20,000. So your income is supposed to be $20,000 a week. $20,000 a week. Let's say we're going to work 50 hours a week. Let's work 50 hours. That's fair. Is it worth it to work 50 hours to make 20 grand? Does that sound good to you guys? All right, so then let's do that. Divide 20 grand by 50.
400.
400. That means you make $400 an hour. $400 an hour. $400 an hour. So if somebody comes and takes an hour of your time and you think you're on the road to $1 million, you just gave them $400 worth of your time. Now, if they grab you and say, hey man, let's go hang out, and it's in the middle of your revenue producing 50 hours, the 50 hours that you spend working, if somebody steals an hour from that, they just stole $400 from you. Hey Marlon, let's take it one step further. Divide that 400 an hour by 60. 6.66. So let's call it 7. Ladies and gentlemen, $7 a minute. A minute. How many minutes do you get stolen from you every day? How long does it take you to jump over to Facebook, respond to somebody's cat and somebody else who ran the marathon and somebody else who had a birthday party in their backyard and their little fat kid ate cake and they showed it to you? How many minutes did you spend? Huh? How many minutes did you spend responding? Oh, so cute. Oh, congratulations. Oh, happy birthday. You did that to 8 people. You spent 18 minutes and you spent $7 times 18. That's what it cost you. Is that getting real, Marlon? That's getting real. $7 a minute. A minute. $7 a minute. That sounds expensive to me, bro. That's an expensive time, ladies and gentlemen. If you let something steal from you like that, then you might as well just start peeling off the $7. If somebody wants to come in and chat with me for 15 minutes about something other than making money, I need to charge them $15 times 7. If they want 15 minutes, you got to give me 15 times 7. What is that, 105? 15 times 7, I think, is 105, if I'm not crazy. So if somebody wants 15 minutes of my time, I'm giving them $105 worth of credit. And if that meeting doesn't yield me $105, then I basically just donated that 105 from my $1 million income so that they could chat with me about something that had nothing to do with making money. How you feel about that? Does that piss you off? Does that make you mad? How much time are you gonna waste today? How much time are you gonna waste? Let's think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Be ruthless with your time. Come on, it's time to wake up. Do you want to turn this thing around, or do you want this year to look like last year? Do you want this year to be identical to last year, or do you want to make something different happen? Well, if you want to make something different happen, you got to change your mindset. You got to change the way you think about time. You got to change the way you think about money. And now I'm going to tell you about the challenge. The challenge, Tammy, thanks for reminding me. All my EXP people out there. All my EXP people out there. I'm going to show you a little, we're going to do something together. We're going to do a little challenge to help you become more, to help you with your production and your revenue. I'm going to challenge you to reach out to 2 people a day. 2 people a day. 2 people a day. Because I'm going to tell you something. I told you guys the other day about leverage. I told you the other day about passive income. I told you the other day about building multiple streams of revenue. EXP has just laid one out for us. Those of us that are with EXP, they've laid out a passive income opportunity, dangled it right in your face, showed it to you right now in 2019. Is this still 2019? This is still 2019. They're showing you an opportunity to create passive income. Easiest way I've ever seen to do it. And 2020 will be here soon. And 2021 will be here soon. And this ship is sailing right now. And are you going to look back and go, damn, I had an opportunity when it was brand new. Oh my God, I had an opportunity when it was brand new and I missed it. Oh, they told me call 2 people a day and over 6 months or a year I could get to 50 or 100 people. I just didn't make the calls. I just didn't call anybody. I just didn't feel like it. Oh, people got mad at me for recruiting. Shut up with it all. Because I don't want to hear about it in a year or 2. I don't want to hear about it, Marlon. If you say nobody ever tells me about anything first, I've never been on the ground floor of anything. You're on the ground floor. You got an opportunity right now. If you're with EXP, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're not with EXP, maybe you should ask me what I'm talking about. Ground floor opportunity for passive income, retirement opportunity, wealth building opportunity, ground floor. First day. Are you gonna take advantage of it? All right, my challenge is I'm challenging all my EXP tribe, everybody in the Wealthy Realtor tribe, that's what I call it, to invite 2. Talk to 2 people a day. That's it. 2 people a day. That'll be 10 this week. That'll be 40 this month. And watch the snowball start growing. You don't know what to say to them? Hit me up. You don't know what to send them? Hit me up. I'll help you with that. But I want you to ask 2 people a day. And the challenge is on because Tammy and I came up with this idea. I'm gonna give a prize to the person that recruits the most and captures the most. What did we say the prize was, Tammy? I don't know. I forget what am I putting up, Tammy? A gift card, I think. I'm giving the person who recruits the most in the next, 30 days? Should we do 30 days? Let's do 30 days. The next 30 days, the person who gets the most activity, gets the most people to join us on this journey, and this is really enhancing our journey our road to $1 million. Tammy says I'm giving $100, $100 gift card. $100 gift card to wherever. I usually just do an Amex gift card. I'm gonna do a $100 American Express gift card to the person who recruits the most in our 2-a-day challenge. This is the 2-a-day challenge, and if you're not part of EXP, you should be. But if you're not, disregard. You should call 2 a day of whatever it is you're selling. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get ruthless with our time. It's time to grow our multiple streams of income. It's time for you to grow your wealth. It's time for you to get out of this rut. It's time for you to turn this thing around. When are you going to do it? If not today, when? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Let's get on this journey. The road to $1 million is right in front of us. We're on it. Let's go. 2 a day, 2 a day. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor. It's time for all of us to get to the top. Because listen, somebody said this the other day. They said, hey, Daron, you always say, I'll see you at the top. I think you should say, I'll either see you at the top or I'll see you from the top. Ladies and gentlemen, get at me, get with me. I'm Daron Campbell, your real estate mentor. Make it a great day. Peace.
Choking on chocolate, FM down smoking. Prince Poe blows up from LA to Hoboken. I'm out. Yo, it's the wake up show. My genetic makeup, take up 130 pounds of beef. But lyrics shake up like January 17th. Crossover 16th. Them seasons process. Protect your neck and wear a bulletproof vest on your tonsils. Amateurs bandage your cornea. Cause you don't want to see California. See arsenic spitting arsenic. With Sway Tech and Joe Quicks on the mix. Spinal meningitis ain't as stiff as the rip of brass. Cast out slash like racist crackers with whips. Come equipped, you're losing your paraphernalia. I'm a hip-hop apostle, singing the gospel like Mahalia Jackson. Each Saturday, 9 until the break of dawn. Put cocaine on my tongue, you got crack. Now rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake-up show. We kick a little something for the radio. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake-up show. We kick a little something for the radio. Saturday night, get live, set it off right, swing with my peeps king. Take your pass the mic and turn the up tier. You hear the speaker blow, red sky, it's 9 o'clock. Time for the wake up show. To the breaker, you think I'm a saint, doing what I say.